Pressure. No, I know exactly, dude. I went through this whole thing. It's like so much pressure.
And I'm thinking like, I'm just gonna look. This is gonna be the main one here. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Merrillsewer, and this is the My Story podcast dedicated to tattoo talk, lifestyle talk, and all things positive. So the first person we have on the podcast is none other than my friend, fellow tattoo artist, Charlie.
Hey.
I'm gonna link her Instagram below. So I got a couple questions for you. And before we get to the questions, I just want to give you your flowers, you know, because I think I was following you for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I was like seeing your journey. Actually surprised me that like you got good so fast. And of course, I mean, I think it's because of your dedication, because your, you know, endurance through what you had to go through with maybe apprenticeships or, you know, wherever you were. Let you know that it's very inspiring, and also it does not go unnoticed. So if nobody tell you that, I won't let you know that.
I don't let anybody tell me that. That's why. No,
it's all good. It's all
good.
It. And but how you feeling? How you feel today?
I feel great. today. Just been hanging out, but yeah, I don't know. It's been a journey for sure.
Yeah.
Been a long thing, and I have a hard time even accepting like compliments. I'm like, yeah, because you know you get like where.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. You're just hypercritical of yourself.
No, I feel that. I feel that 100%.
But I appreciate that.
100%.
Yeah.
So I see you got your coffee, amped up. Okay, so first things first. Can you let the people know your name, your Instagram, maybe where you're from? I know a woman doesn't like to expose her age, but if you want to share your age, you can. But yeah, let the people know that a little bit about yourself that you don't share on Instagram. You know, you don't share on social media, you know, so just let them know just a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Charlie. My Instagram's charlieray.inc. I'm 28 years old from Sacramento, California. I still tattoo out there. Almost moved out here with this guy and started tattooing here, but you know, things didn't work out, and now I'm staying back in Sac. But I've been tattooing in total with my apprenticeship 3 years. But about almost 2 years, year and a half, 2 years on skin. But yeah, what else?
Okay.
Like, what else
okay. So first question I have for you. Yeah. How did you first get into tattooing?
So yeah, I got into tattooing just, I feel blessed. Like I just fell into it. And a lot of people, you know, that, I don't know, it doesn't happen that easy for them. But my, you know, childhood best friend was Jessa, my mentor. And she was an artist her whole life, tattooing, and I never thought I would be a tattoo artist. Never thought I'd be doing anything like this at all. Didn't even have my first tattoo till I was 21. And I just saw her journey. She started working at, you know, a good shop, and I really liked the work, and so started getting tattooed by her. And then they needed a booking manager, and I was like, I needed a job, so I started working there, and I did that for years. Like I think up until I left, I was there for like 5 years, and just did all the booking for the shop. And, you know, I just slowly fell in love with, you know, the industry and getting tattooed and all that. So, about 2 or 3 years in, we like had this conversation. We kind of were both thinking about it, but we didn't talk to each other about it. And then it was just like, hey, do you want, you know, like it's open for you if you want to apprentice, like I'll teach you. And I was like, all right, I guess, yeah, whatever. But I was creative, but I didn't have like a, you know, art background at all. So from the start of my apprenticeship, like I had to just learn how to do art. Like, I mean, I had a little bit of a painting background, but not too much, like only for a couple years. And it was like here and there doing YouTube tutorials, doing that kind of thing. But then, yeah, just, you know, been a grind since. And I had all the tools right there, so it's been easy for me to progress. And so that's why I think it's hard for me to take the compliments, because I'm like, well, I didn't have it as hard as other artists, and I want to make sure that's like out there, not just, you know, like I had so much help around me, all these great artists around me. So, like it's been easy to progress. You know, I don't want to, like, I don't know, but. Well,
you know, you had the, like, God was looking out for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, I think maybe like 50% of maybe tattoo artists in the world probably have to go through learning on their own, and the other half maybe apprenticeships. And you know, that like you was being looked out for, you know, and you got to be able to fast track your stuff, you know. And like again, how long you been tattooing?
I mean, with the apprenticeship, 3 years.
3 years. Okay, yeah. So even though you've been tattooing 3 years, to be honest, from my point of view, you look like somebody been tattooing 10 plus years. You know what I mean? No, I'm being serious.
Stop.
You know what I mean? Of course, there's different levels to it. You know what I'm saying? But if I would just show somebody, they'd probably think that you've been tattooing at least 10 years. You know what I mean? And so, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know
thank you. Appreciate that.
And do you feel like you had any type of, like before you started tattooing, started apprenticing, did you ever have thoughts of being a tattoo artist?
I think looking back, it would cross my mind, but I just did not think I could do it because I was like, oh, I saw Jessa. She was an artist as a child, like at 3 years old. She was, you know, like she started art so young. So growing up, seeing her just always know she wanted to be a tattoo artist and being good at art, I thought, I mean, and you used to have to be able to do that. I thought that's how it had to be. And yeah, I wouldn't have been able, if it wasn't for iPads and it wasn't for all this stuff, yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it because, or it would have just took me a lot longer.
Right.
But yeah, so I definitely, I thought it was cool, and I was like probably a little jealous of like, oh, I wish I had a skill like that. But yeah, I didn't think I'd be doing this at all.
Do you feel like, well, just knowing that you didn't really necessarily have that big art background, do you feel like that saying in the industry, like you have to be an artist before you're a tattoo artist, really applies? You know, like they say like, oh, you have to know how to draw really good. Or like if you don't know how to draw, you're not going to be able to tattoo. You know, like for yourself, how would you say to that statement? Is it true or?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't. You can just do tats and like you could learn. Oh, you could pick up a machine tomorrow and figure out how to do regular stuff. But I think if you want to be an artist and you want to work on your art, and I don't know, like you have to learn those things. So I was trying to do that all at the same time. So trying to learn how to tattoo and learn art at the same time. But yeah, you definitely don't have to, but I would highly suggest it because it's just going to fast track you more. And like, I'm always trying to go back to the basics of like basics of drawing, of painting, all these things. There's always more that you can learn and get better at, you know, over time. And that'll just all help you. Like painting helped me so much with tattooing because it slowed me down. Like I used to rush so much and just like, I got to get this done, you know, pressure of like the client being there and maybe they got to go somewhere or whatever. And then once I really started slowing down because of painting, just it's, you know, just dot, like the smallest little movements, started to apply that to my tattooing and I, you know, started seeing progress. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you remember the first tattoo you ever did on somebody?
Yeah, it was on my ex.
How did it go?
Oh wait, no, okay. She made me tattoo myself first. Okay. So I did a rose right here on my leg, and I love it. It took 3 8-hour sessions.
I think it looked good. I think I've seen it.
Yeah, it's cool. Before, 3 8-hour sessions, no big deal. I hurt, but then my first one was my ex, just a little Pisces symbol, and then after that, I think my mom. And and then just started like once a week for like 3 months. She had me once a week tattooing and she would sit with me. And then at the 3-month mark, I felt like she wasn't sitting with me as much. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to start booking tattoos. She just see what she says. And so then in January like of 2024, that's when I just started, boom, like.
Start busting them out.
Yeah, literally like 6-7 days a week tattooing because I just wanted to get better, you know.
Okay. So what styles do you specialize in, and why do you choose those styles?
So I specialize in large scale black and gray realism. I do small realism too, but that's just what I started with. I went straight to specializing, and not a lot of artists do that. And I think that helped fast track me too. Right. And because everyone around me was realism artists, to give me, you know, they gave me all that info. So I just stuck to that, but I am really wanting to branch out and do color and everything. It's just, I want to really lock in my black and gray right now and do that. And then the large scale too, I love doing large scale. Like, you know, small stuff is cool, but I like piecing together a sleeve and getting that, you know, seeing that whole look of it all just covered full skin because most people just want random ones all over and then they're like, okay, well now how do I piece it all together? And it's like, well, if we plan ahead of time and we can really map out the whole area, it's gonna all flow together so much better and just look cohesive and I don't know, good.
No, I agree too. Like when I'm doing tattoos and like if somebody comes to me for their first tattoo or they're just like starting with me and they might already have stuff, I'm just like, look, to be honest, like I've been there before. I didn't plan out any of my tattoos. Like I was just getting stuff, you know, sporadically. But I always tell them like, you should plan it out. You know, if they usually sometimes somebody will say, I want to get a full leg sleeve or a back. I'm just like, look, this is what we're going to do. Let's make an appointment. You know, we'll start that appointment, but in that appointment, let's create the whole design ahead of time. So like you said, so it's all cohesive and everything.
Yeah. And then they end up liking it.
Yeah, I feel like it turns out the best way that way. Out of all the tattoos that you have done, what do you say was the most meaningful tattoo that you've done?
Definitely for sure. The first one that comes to mind is the one, like the second tattoo I ever did on my mom. And it was for my nephew. He was diagnosed with leukemia at 16. And so she wanted a cross because her faith, through it all, her faith was strong. And she always knew, like, he's going to be okay. Like, he's going to be okay. There's no way I'm, you know, praying constantly. So it was a cross. And then it was the ribbon with, just like the little type of, I don't know, she wanted the type of cancer that was like ALL. And and like a little daisy. And so definitely the most meaningful and one of my first ones, even though I was stressed the whole time because I was so new. But yeah, for sure the most meaningful is that one.
Do you feel like you like doing meaningful tattoos more, or do you like just doing tattoos that are kind of like, you know, somebody's like, I don't really have a true meaning to it, I just like this style. Like, how do you feel about that? You like more meaningful or more kind of just freestyle, whatever?
I mean, I want the freedom of it, you know, kind of like freestyle, whatever. But I wish people would think more over their tattoos, even if that means they're going to be a little more picky or particular about it. Because sometimes people just get whatever on them, and then it's like, I regret over time, why did I do this? Even if it's a good tattoo, but it's like, it's just like, I saw a line and I liked it. When some people, it's like, oh, this line represents this, this, and this, or whatever. But I do wish people would be more like that. But I like, I definitely like feminine tattoos more. I like flowers and girly stuff. I don't know, like I that's where I want to be more creative with. But I don't know. I'm open to whatever. Right now, I just want to tattoo things I've never done before too, push myself in that way. But I also like tattooing things I have done a few times because I'm like, I know I can improve on that. I'm constantly trying to look back on my work and like pick out all the little things and see how I can get better. It's hard though, because then you end up hypercritical of yourself where you're like, I hate everything I do. But that's like kind of just an artist mindset, I think, in general.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. And to be honest, like, sorry for any of y'all that's watching that I've tattooed in the past and I've done something for somebody else that's like yours, but it's better. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to improve too. You know what I mean? It's like, you know.
I know, and like, so my first tattoo was this Medusa thigh piece that Jessa did. And it's super cool to like everyone else, but compared to her work now, she did one more recently, like a couple years ago, and she was like, "Man, this was the Medusa thigh piece that you deserved." And I'm like, "Well, I like mine, but I get what you mean. Like, she's definitely so much better."
Right, and I think that the clients too, I think they understand that too. You know, they know that art is something that's like forever changing, and you know, us as people, we're forever growing. So I think they accept us at where we are, and they're like, as long as they're willing to grow, you know, they'll be able to have, you know, their story forever changing with their life, and also having us grow, you know, and our forever story changing with them as well.
For sure.
For someone who is starting out tattooing, who maybe doesn't have an artistic background, what kind of advice would you give them if they're wanting to be a tattoo artist?
Obviously, the biggest one is like get an apprenticeship. That being said, it's extremely hard to get apprenticeships nowadays. Like, people don't really want to do them a lot. And then maybe the people that do take them on kind of take advantage of the apprentices for sure. But I would just say, try to get an apprenticeship if you can't. There's so much information and content online that you can find great artists that are giving out solid tips, tons of courses. You know, they are expensive, but definitely, if you want to invest in your future, I would try to research one that's really good. But you know, utilize YouTube. Like she had me on watching. I mean, obviously draw as much as possible. But at first, I was just doing little like gradient squares and stuff, like learning how to fade my tones out, in and out, like dark to light, and then doing like form drawings, so like shapes, like a circle with a light source, and trying to see where the shadows are, like cones and you know, cubes and all that kind of stuff. Just the basics, and I still try to go back to the basics and still do those things, because those are going to help you with your art. Obviously, it's a lot different now with the iPads, where you can kind of, we just put references together on the iPad. We're not doing as much drawing, but it's all going to help, the more you go back and do all that, it's just going to help. And just don't get too ahead of yourself,
Right.
That was a big struggle of mine. I would feel like I can, you're so ambitious and you're so like, I want to, I can do this. I know I can do this. And then you're actually in there and you're like, what am I doing right now?
Right.
And so, just take your time, slow down, and don't get too ahead of yourself. Listen to your mentors. I definitely think I had, looking back, a hard time with them trying to slow me down, because I wanted to, hey, I want to do this. It felt like I'm irritated that, oh yeah, I gotta now go. They want me to do these small ones when I know I could do this big one. But like, all those small ones are gonna get you to the big stuff. So just slow down, take your time. I still do small tattoos because you can always get better at, at everything. All your fundamentals, shading, lining, packing, you can always be better at them. So I think just slow down, take your time. Listen to the people around you. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. That's definitely great advice.
And people think you have to be super consistent, dedicated, all day 24/7. Yeah, that's true. And that's I think for a short, especially in the first like 2 to 3 years of tattooing, you really should be locked in. But you don't even have to be as consistent as you think to get better.
Right.
Because even in the first year, it's not like I was doing fake skins all the time, but I wasn't doing them every day. I wasn't even sometimes doing them for 2 weeks. Like I was just working on other things, or I was working at the shop, doing my day-to-day stuff. I wasn't as consistent as it may have seemed, which looking back, I could have been more. I could have been, going harder than I was, but I was locked in. But yeah, it's just over time, consistency over time, and you're going to get better no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear that, people? Being consistent is key with anything that you're doing in life. But to all you tattoo artists who are starting and who want to improve their skills, be consistent, stay consistent.
And it's easier said than done. It's like, because you don't know where it's going to get you, and you're so like, is this ever going to happen? You have those ups and downs of like, oh, I haven't seen progress, or I just suck, and like, I don't even know what I'm doing, and you want to quit. You have all those emotions. It's extremely hard to push through that. And really, the only reason I think I did was because of the environment I was in with all these artists that had been through the same thing, and they're like, yep, I had to figure that out too, and you just got to keep going. Because definitely that feeling, you're like, oh my gosh, I suck, like just pain when you do a bad tattoo, just like actual physical pain in your chest.
I know. I feel like being in a tattoo shop environment, it could be good or bad, but I think that overall, because you're working with a bunch of creatives, it's super good for you, because even if they don't tell you anything, and if you're observing enough, you're going to be learning from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I worked in the shop, I was like, I really appreciate it. Even though I didn't get firsthand taught anything, I would just watch and observe everything that they were doing and learn the good qualities, and of course, even the bad qualities that I should stick away from too, so.
Definitely. I was blessed where I was at. I don't know. I think I should have I've been more grateful about my whole apprenticeship and everything. And obviously I'm not at that shop anymore, but there's definitely things, even though, things maybe I wasn't happy with that were valid, but also my mindset wasn't grateful for the opportunity that was, even if it wasn't always perfect, But I think I would have been happier and took more away from it.
Right.
There was a little bit of taking advantage of just being like, oh yeah, like, you think it's all you, and I want to be better, better. Yeah. But, there's a lot to learn. Sometimes I'd be watching them tattoo and totally zoned out. Cause I'm also you're learning where you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So you're watching it. I'm like, I don't even get how you're doing that right now. What's going on in your mind?
They explain it to you and you're like, yo, I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Completely lost.
I don't know what that means.
But yeah.
Okay. So, this is the last question. This is going off script. What is something that you want? Let's see. What is it? What type of impact do you want to have in the tattoo industry as a female tattoo artist who has faith in God?
I don't know if I'm I care to have impact, or care to I don't have these crazy aspirations, but I do want it to show, I do want my work and my platform and everything to show God that first, like always. And the way I represent myself, the way I carry myself in day-to-day life, I want it to always show God first. But I don't know, like, I guess being a woman, it's like I don't have to show off my body to get clients, and I don't have to do all these things, not to offend anyone, but attention-seeking things. That's what I want my platform to show. I don't have these crazy aspirations to be a famous artist like I used to. I definitely used to, and that was my goal for a while. But yeah, I don't know. I just want God to show. I want love. I want, always love for others to show. Love for all my clients, even if we're completely different. That's, I guess, what the impact I want is. I just want people to walk away from their experience with me and being like, oh, I took something from that. That was good. Right. And yeah, it's not all just about the art. It's about connection with people. I love doing what I do because I get to connect with all these different kinds of people, and we get to talk about our experiences and just get to know each other. And yeah, I don't know, just love. That's the impact I want to have. Yeah. And that's just from God, Yeah, it's a gift from God.
Amen. And I would say that's one thing that me as an outsider and also as a fellow tattoo artist that I also noticed about you is that you're not, you don't put yourself out there in that type of way. Of course that you might have this type of appeal to the people of the world, but you carry yourself in a certain manner that is very respectful.
Thank you.
And so I really appreciate that. It's like, as much as, of course I'm a guy, as much as seeing women like that, it looks nice. It's not really appealing, what I mean? Because it's like, I like the modesty of it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like even for myself, like the impact I want to be able to make with tattooing is not necessarily like, I don't want to shove Christianity or anything down somebody's throat. But I think that by my actions, the way I carry myself in a way that I can, when we sit down with these people for all these hours, we get to learn these people's ins and outs. We learn about the flaws of them, and we have the opportunity to be able to shine a light on them. You know what I mean? So that's like, I feel like a big thing that I really want to do, and feel like how can I be a tattoo artist and be selfless within the industry, and also how can I remain humble and not have the eyes that I'm like better than someone, because of course over time, you see your work getting better and better. And of course, like you're saying, it's hard to take compliments when somebody's like, oh, you're doing good, because I feel like I don't want that to get to my head, and so even though I do inside, I feel like it's good. I don't want to be able, I don't want to like live the way where I'm saying, oh, I'm the best. Because I always know that, for one, God will humble me. And I've been humbled before. God has brought me low before. And I think that's why I was able to learn this. And so I think God put me in this situation to be able to meet people like yourself. There's many female tattoo artists that I've talked to, but you're the only person that's like ever came around, and I think it's maybe because we have similar beliefs, maybe similar goals, and similar desires in the industry, and also for like our physical lives. So like I said, I really appreciate you for coming up here, rocking with me. This is my second home, and hopefully this is like a home away from home for you.
It definitely is. I feel completely comfortable when I'm here.
Cool. I appreciate you for real. I appreciate you for
real.
And
it's so easy, just tattooing, so easy to let clients and friends and people just hype you up, and like you think you're just this awesome guy, and maybe it feeds your ego because of insecurities from childhood or whatever. So that's the biggest things. I just want to remain humble, and I don't want to call myself humble, but I want to remain, I want to constantly keep reminding myself to be human and not just like let this status, because it can be a rock star lifestyle and all that, but I'm like, no, that's not the point of it. Like the point is just to make art, create constantly, connect with people, love people, all that. So I think that's number one. As long as we keep that like as the focus of our career, we'll go far. But if I don't go far, that's okay too. I'm happy.
Okay.
At peace.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Lastly, can you let the listeners know any maybe conventions you wanting to attend, any other guest spots, any collabs that you want to do, and Yeah.
I definitely, I want to start traveling more and doing guest spots in different cities and states. My sister's moved to North Carolina. I want to start guest spotting out there. So if anybody's happens to be watching this from over there, Texas, wherever, I'm definitely open to all of it. Conventions, I want to do a lot of smaller ones now. They usually happen around the summer, so I kind of just missed all of them. So next year for sure, I want to be doing that. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm just in that phase where I'm just working on my art, and I'm just waiting for whatever God has next for me. So
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, again, I appreciate you for coming through.
You.
This is the first episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is the first episode.
Oh my gosh. Pressure.
This first episode. I was setting this up to be able to, when you came here, I was ready to be able to interview you. So I was like last minute finding everything. Right. It's not perfect. No, it's not perfect. But next time you come, it's gonna be it's gonna be spot on. So I really appreciate you. So again, thank you for tuning in to My Story Podcast. Yeah. Again, my name is Merrillsewer, and this is my lovely friend Charlie, all the way from Sacramento. Stay tuned for the second episode, and peace.
See ya.